You're listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I'm your girl LD. I got my girl the Diva. What's going on, Diva?
Hey, it's been a
And
good week. How was Mother's Day?
it was good. It was good. And we got our boy Darren. What's up, Darren?
Hey, happy Mother's Day to you, ladies. Or
Thank you.
belated Mother's
Thank you.
Day.
It was
Thank
good. It was
you.
chill.
Thank
It was
you.
real chill.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know. I know. I had a good one. My little one surprised me, got me some stuff, and shocked me all. I was like, let me find out you care.
That she care.
Let me find out you actually care. Hand look like a cup year round. Thank you.
I know, right? Walking around like this. Yeah.
All year round. Like this. It's like, thank you, baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
my baby came through. Yeah,
Cool.
she's a
Cool.
cute guy.
We're gonna jump in because we got a few things to talk about. Some good things. We're gonna open it up. Let's talk about the legends that are reconsidered. So we got Pete Rose and Shoeless, right? Joe Jackson have been reinstated. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's long for me personally. It's long overdue. Grew up watching Pete Rose as a kid, and of course when he was a manager of the Cincinnati Reds. But to find out, I don't know why feel like I got a little feedback, but I don't know why that is. I don't know. I feel like I got some feedback, but anyway, just hearing what was going on. That this all happened. Of course, it's funny. A lot of stuff has happened since these commissioners have met with the president this year because uh,
Hmm.
President Trump had earlier stated that he was going to pardon Pete Rose and said he should be in the Hall of Fame. And then a few weeks later, he's meeting with the commissioner, and then the commissioner makes his decision and contacts the president right before he puts out a statement. And so, he wasn't going to do it while he was alive. Shoeless Joe Jackson should have been in long ago, especially after he had passed away. But certain rules or whatever dictated that as long as he was on the ineligible list, writers couldn't vote for him. So they had these players had to be taken off, and of course, uh, all the players that were involved in the scandal with the 1918 White Sox are eligible, and then of course there's a few other players along with one owner that had gambling issues that were all on the ineligible list. So I think it's a total of 16 players and one owner, or 15 players and one owner
Hmm.
that are now eligible to be voted. I think around 2027 when they meet, so they could be eligible as early as 2028, unless they move it up or whatever. And then on top of that, I know we don't want to jump into, but like I said, these commissioners meeting with the president, Roger Goodell, last week when he and um, the Commanders owner met with President Trump to announce the NFL draft being in D.C. Well, what
Yeah.
comes out of that meeting? Well, now they've canceled or postponed, as they like to say, their coaching diversity program that they've been having the last 5 years. They've postponed it till next year so they can look at some new
Yeah.
things about it. But
Yeah.
that's another conversation. But
Yeah.
that's
I know you said you say Trump. That's a trigger for me.
yeah,
But
I know.
Tanisha, I do want to ask you, given that they reinstated him, do you feel that this is a shoe in for the Hall of Fame, or do you believe?
Absolutely. I mean, I think if you play baseball, I mean, like I know my brother personally. I mean,
I hope you know your
So, well, damn.
I hope you know your brother.
I'm
Oh,
just
well, let's
gonna I'm
leave.
gonna I'm
No.
gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, I
I
would hope
just
you know your brother personally.
I mean I'm just saying I know for a fact that he has always felt like it's bullshit that that's
let's
bull that
keep it
Pete
clean.
Rose. I know there's bull that Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame, and
I think
I
a
know
lot
a
of
lot
people
of
agree with that.
I know a lot of players that do because I know a lot of players because of him. And those people, when those players feel certain ways, and even with the ones with that and we can talk about that later. But the ones that's gonna get hung up on the steroids and all that kind of stuff. A lot of players feel differently when you were actually playing in that era and you understand what was actually going
But
on
do
in the
you think?
background.
Okay, yeah, we could talk about that too because Pat's gonna come on next week.
Yep.
So we can talk about that because I think those are two separate things. When you start talking about steroids and
Yeah.
he's a good
Just
player,
saying a lot of players.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looks
You
different from the audience, but when you're in the inside and you understand what's going on there, like I mean, Pat, I've heard Pat say many times, like just look at his stats. I mean, like,
oh
what are you
no,
talking
I,
about?
well, Pete Rose's stats. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not up for discussion. That's not up for discussion. I mean, he got like that's not something that's even debatable. It's literally gambling. Pete gambled on baseball. That's the whole thing. It's like he gambled on baseball.
He gambled on the spot but was he selling himself out, or selling his team out? And that's
well,
where
I will say this.
yeah,
He did admit later on that, and he also admitted when he met with Manford, because I read up on this that
I know what you're about to say.
he did gamble on baseball. He did gamble on his team, and and there was some sort of rule that he had to that he had to like promise not to gamble or do some stuff ever again, and he couldn't do it, or he said he
mhm.
wasn't going to do it, and he literally is literally reported that he probably gambled every day for the rest of his life. Now granted, he lived in Las Vegas and legal stuff to do that. Then by that time, he was already he was
Yeah.
already past his time, but
But he didn't bet. He
he
didn't
did
bet
didn't
on
want
this.
to.
He bet on his team to win.
Right,
Shit.
you wasn't betting against your team.
Excuse
I
me. He
mean,
wasn't betting against his
yeah.
team.
But it's funny. Well, they didn't have it then the way they have it now, and these players can't bet, but everybody else can make money off of them. So that's a topic for another day too, right? So we'll
Yeah.
we'll,
I
we'll
mean,
talk
yeah.
about that.
I mean, am I happy for Pete? I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
definitely.
agree. I think many
Be
are.
happy once he gets in. Just the fact
Yeah,
that he's eligible is a
I'm
good
just
thing.
happy back on. I'm happy he has a chance again
he's
because I mean,
eligible.
Yep.
I remember when it just felt like the air got sucked out the room when he didn't make. You know what I mean? Like I was like, damn, he not gonna be in the Hall of Fame, Pete Rose. That's
Mhm.
ooh
All right,
okay.
let's
So I'm
we
happy.
we done gave Pete and them plenty of time. Let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna talk about the lottery luck. So go ahead,
Dallas,
Darren.
Dallas, Dallas got a string of good fortune, didn't they? They had the number one pick with
Hey, hey,
old
hey.
girl from Connecticut going there with the WNBA draft, and then of course with Paige Beckers, and now it's been reported that that they're not going to trade the number
Right.
one pick, so they are going to draft Cooper Flagg. So the Mavericks, Nico Harrison. He experienced the low of the lows, and right now kind of high to the highs for now. But everybody
Yeah,
was
they were
joking.
excited because they I don't know about the move. I mean, what do you think, Tanisha, about the moves that Dallas has been making? I just not good moves.
Yeah, not in my opinion.
Yeah. So
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be
think-
honest.
okay.
Because of what he stated, and look, and he's standing on business. He's standing 10 toes down. He said defense win championships. And you see how Luca was playing during the playoffs, and you saw how bad he was defensively. And you get a snippet. You get a snippet of what when this team is going to be fully healthy with the Kyrie coming back middle of the season. You get Anthony
Mhm.
Davis, of course, if you keep him healthy. I think last year,
Glass
well,
man.
yeah, I was thinking that too, Mr. Glass. But you add in
Mhm.
someone like a Cooper Flag. Because look, think about it. If you got Cooper Flag there, he might be able to take a lot of that scoring and rebound pressure off of Anthony Davis.
Agree.
I mean, and then Anthony Davis. He's a natural four instead of a five. I know we'd like to put him down there against Jokic, but saying, but if you can, but you get Gafford and some of the other players, and I, I I like how this Dallas Mavericks could potentially look at this time next year.
I just was looking at players that they gave up, and if they had, I don't
They
know.
only gave up Luca. I thought I could have sworn they only
I
gave up
mean, I'm
Luca.
talking about
Yeah, I don't give up Luca.
over a
I put
period.
Luca.
I'm
I
talking about
don't give
over
up.
the not this year.
Okay.
Didn't Jalen Brunson play for them?
Oh well, yeah. No, 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 well,
That's
no,
what
no.
I'm
I
saying.
just,
Like
yeah, I just could, yeah.
consistently, who they've given up. that's why I'm just like,
Yeah.
I guess
just saying, I don't
everybody
Talking out of
wants it
salary
now.
cap
They want it.
purposes
Was
too, I believe.
Porzingis was on that team too, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, they got him. Yeah, but see, but Porzingis was always hurt though.
Yeah, he's another glass one. But
Listen,
Jalen Brunson, I don't think ever got a chance to shine because Luka wouldn't pass the damn ball.
But
I'm
hold
just
on. But
saying, I don't
if
give
you
up
stop and
Luca.
think about it, both of those players
I
are
just put Luca on keto. I don't give him
okay.
up. I just put him on keto.
Put
I'm
him on
just keeping
something.
it
Yeah,
100.
you saw how old boy was mad at him, snatched that beer out of his hand that time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
but
I said.
Linda,
I'm just gonna put Luca on keto. You on keto this, and we're gonna throw something in your contract that's gonna keep your weight down, and that's what we're gonna do. You gonna run some lines like you used to, and we're gonna get your weight right. That's what we're gonna
He
do.
needed something. What'd you have,
That's
Darren, on that for
well,
week?
all I was gonna say is the reason why those two didn't work out is, I mean, you can tell by how he's playing in New York. They're both ball dominant. So I mean, you can't have players. You can't have those same two type of players that got to have the ball in their hands at all time and score like that. And so,
man. Yeah, you can. When you want to win,
When
you
you
learn
want to
how to
win, you
play
can. If
together.
you know how to
You
win.
but
bull
I
to
mean,
the crap.
look
Bull
how
to the
ball.
crap. I played
Tanisha, stop,
basketball. When you
stop,
want to win,
Tanisha,
no,
stop.
no, 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 don't
Tanisha's
no.
got
You
nothing to do
stop.
with winning,
No, no,
Tanisha.
no. I played basketball in college. Did you? No. When you want to win, two players, ball dominant or not, bullshit. When you want to win, you will figure out a way to play together to win a game. That is how that works. Now, if you don't, that's
We can
because you
figure
on
out a
some
way to
selfish
play.
stuff.
We can figure out. Men can't. They don't know how to pass the ball. So I'm agreeing. I agree with you. I'm like, you got, if you want to win, you're gonna figure it out. But I don't
Yeah.
know. But Darren, I get what you're
Go
saying.
ahead,
That's how it
Darren.
is. Like this has to be the leader on the team. This gonna be the scorer.
Yeah, I'm saying, when it came to the Mavericks, it was always at that time going to be Luca's team, and
And they couldn't
so
win with him.
you can't. I mean, and again, and sometimes it just ain't the right situation for particular players. Dallas wasn't right for Brunson. I mean, and you got to think about it. He's a New York Philly type player. He belongs where he's at in New York.
So
And again,
Yeah.
we
But I don't
we talking
understand.
about
Y'all acting like two
what?
good players ain't never been on the same team.
Oh
Y'all
no, they
forget
have. I
about.
mean,
it's
if you
got
go
nothing
back
to
and
do
look at
with
some
two
of the
I
good
Lakers
don't.
players.
team and some of
Tanisha,
the
they
old
two
school
ball
teams,
dominant players.
they
They're both point guards.
Okay.
Luke. Okay, I'm Darren.
Okay.
I don't
Darren,
know.
Darren poking. Let's talk about the playoffs. Let's talk about the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
Do we have
First
to?
of all, I before I spread the joy whichever way I want to go. I watching Tatum get hurt last night broke my heart. As much as I want the Knicks to win, I want them to win, straight up. But even more important, you don't want to see anybody go down like that. Um, yeah, that was sad. But he's had the surgery, so we can say he's on his way to recovery, and
Did they say
hopefully
what
he
the
gets a full
timeline
recovery.
is? I
They
don't think
did
they
not
gave one.
say. I
Okay.
think he had that surgery first thing this morning. It was ruptured. So for a rupture, I don't know. Rupture and a tear is like different, right?
I don't know, man. Look, the rupture just sounds worse.
Yeah, well, yeah, you right. When you say the word rupture, like a
It just roll
ligament.
up and
Tanisha, okay, we good.
What it do? What it do,
God,
Tanisha?
shit.
Tanisha, you just violent,
You
Tanisha.
can see it
What's a
shake.
tear? What's a tear? How does a tear go? That's a
I don't
rupture.
Oh
What's a
know.
no,
tear?
I don't know, but Tanisha violent.
That that shake. Oh, it's trouble.
Oh, look, because he was grabbing it, and
Yeah,
then
it's
Oh
that
trouble.
no.
spinning. I was like, that.
Yes, sir.
It was.
Yes,
It
yes.
was. You kind of knew what it was if you ever seen anybody, tear or rupture one before, because they say their leg feel like it was this tall, and then it's also it's like, yeah.
It's just the way it just.
And if you look at that calf, it's as but not laughing at him
No,
at
there ain't
all,
nothing
but
funny
just
about
that's
that.
just crazy. Like you just
That's a
know.
game changer injury too. Everybody don't recover
Oh, it's a
from
life
that.
change. Could be a life changing. You're right.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's not one that you can come back so easily from.
So with that, I mean, I pray that he recovers and come back. He's a young man. But with that being said, do you give them a chance
Do
in
I give
this
who a
series?
chance?
Ooh,
The
The
Knicks,
Celtics.
Celtics. I give them a chance to win Game 5, but
Oh,
uh,
oh.
uh,
The series
I
3
mean,
games
maybe
in a
out the
row
fact
against
that
the Knicks.
no, I
we
don't give them a
doing
chance.
we
No,
doing it
I
for
don't
that
see them winning.
rupture.
You said because they're doing it for the rupture. I don't give them. I don't see where they win 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
without
That's what
Tatum.
I'm saying. We know
I
that's
mean,
not
last
gonna happen.
night's game was close till 2 minutes left, and he had 42 points.
Well, he got injured 3:09 left in the game, and they were already down by 9. So
Right.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm
even
saying.
with
He
them on the
had
court,
42. So he good for 20. You take 20 off of that board or whatever, and hell, the Knicks
20 in
has
his
played.
rebounds and assists. Yeah, I mean that's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. It is.
Dude,
It
I
is.
just
It's a
love
whole
him
lot.
anyway because I just love him just after the way he handled the way Kerr did him. Just the way
So let me
he
ask
gonna
you
be
this.
forever in my heart.
So excuse me. They're giving Jimmy Butler. So I got the Knicks winning that series,
Hmm.
which means the Knicks will go to a conference championship.
Eastern
We ain't been
Conference
there in
Finals.
25 years. I saw a picture of Patrick Ewing. I said, damn, that's 25 years. And I love Pat. I love Pat. We couldn't win nothing. I had flashbacks.
I
We
mean, it
couldn't
wasn't
win.
his fault. I mean, he ran to Jordan a few years. I mean,
That,
that'll hurt
that'll hurt
anybody.
you. That's what I'm saying. Everybody say, oh, you're not a Michael Jordan fan. I can't be. If I'm a Knicks fan, not the way he beat us up, do I respect this game? Yeah, but am I a fan? Mm-mm.
Man,
And
come
What?
shout
on.
out to
No, I
MJ
said,
too,
do I
because he's coming
respect
back to the
his
NBA.
game? Absolutely 1,000, whatever. You can't take nothing from that man's game. But can I be a fan of his the way he used to whoop on us and
Then
stand over Patrick and all that? Nah, I ain't over
Hey,
that.
Cleveland got over it.
I
If
ain't
a whole
over that.
city could get over it, you can't too.
it's a
I am
little
not
fan.
over it.
It's a little fan in you right now, creeping, trying to get outside right now. It's a little bit of fan
Double
in you
I
right
nickel,
am
now.
not.
double
I
nickel,
am not. You know, I bought
Come
some.
on.
double
I bought my
nickel.
first pair of Jordans the other day, right? Because, and you know why I bought them? And they the Spike Lee joints. Those are the only ones that I like. They the Spike Lee joints. And I don't wear them twice. I'm like, I still got 14 days. I might want to take them back.
Oh, you sap sucker.
What size? What size you wear? What size? What size are you,
None
Linda?
yet.
Okay.
We wear
Mm.
the same size, I think.
I think I'm saying, what size are you,
I
sweetie?
think those are 9 and 9.
There you
Men's
go.
9. They're men's 9.
Problem solved. You ain't even have to go back.
All right.
I'll
Let's
take
move
them
on
off your
to
hand.
you gonna take them off my hand.
I,
So all right,
I'll
let's
take them
move
off your
on
hand. You don't have to
to
send them back.
Golden State. They got a
Mm.
chance? Or they
No,
done? Because they
they
said
done. But what
he's
was you
out.
asking about Jimmy Butler? You mentioned him earlier.
I did. But Butler's getting a hard time. They say he didn't show up last night.
I
It's
mean,
like they
playoff
expected more
Jimmy.
from him.
I'm still waiting on this playoff Jimmy to be activated, but I never believed in it. I mean, he's cool. I mean, he has
Shit.
his moments, but there were, he to me he's a little overrated. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, when he was in Miami, he was holding it down. I ain't gonna
Mm.
call him
Overrated.
but he didn't shoot enough. He took 9 shots.
Well, he's already said. I mean, but he said he's not a volume shooter, and it's like, bro, that's what they need you to be. I
You
mean,
right.
and if you, I mean,
Curry's
and if
out.
you
You
if
got to
you're not
step
gonna
up.
force
That's what
yourself
people are
to do it,
saying.
then
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I can't agree with you on he ain't that dude because he done busted up some people. He carried Miami. He was carrying them. He had some players, but I thought he was doing. Let me take that back about carry because he had some good players with him, but he was the leader on that team. And I mean, we see when he left, they
It's in that hamstring. Good lord.
who you talking about
Hurry.
Curry? Yeah, I mean, it's worse than it looked, I guess.
It's a grade one. This is a grade one left hamstring,
So
but
this would be what game 3? Oh, he
game,
missed 3. He came out
it'll
missed
be his
2.
fourth game that he missed because
Okay,
he's already said he's not gonna be ready for
no,
game
no, he
five. So
not.
so they're
He's not.
done. I think
They
they're
already
done.
said. They already said he officially out for game five.
Yeah,
He was ruled out for
I
game
hope
five.
so, man. They can't, that
Anthony
series can't
Edwards is
end
playing.
soon enough.
They
Yeah,
ruled him. They ruled him out yesterday for game five.
they did. Yeah.
It's serious. Like yeah, they
But
not
let me
playing no.
let me ask you all this quickly before we move on.
Hmm.
Um, Steve Kerr is he catching enough flack? Because I think we kind of mentioned it last week to where I'm disappointed in what he's done, especially in the first round, where he pretty much gave up 2 games, to Houston, where he pulled his players out and it was a blowout and stuff like that. It's like and then he talks about how he didn't have them ready to play, and it's like it's the playoffs. How do you? I mean, what do you?
Darren, I think we had this conversation last year. We have it every year, and we've had it in different places. Our game managers and coaching. I'm not I like Steve Kerr. I liked him as a player. I don't think he's a good coach. I think
Yeah.
if you remember at one point, Luke Walton, wasn't his name Luke Walton? Luke Walton was coaching that team,
Yeah.
and
And the
they
coach
just
from
had the players.
yep.
I mean, you got Kevin Durant. What's the cat's name? Clay Green can't stand him, but he doing what he need to do.
Flash,
Yeah,
Draymond.
that's what I'm saying. You got all those players. It's kind of you really gotta not
Need to show
know
up.
what you're doing to mess it up. And if you got the right
Mm.
assistant coaches, you can win. So I think under pressure, but I think he doesn't have command of that team either. I don't think he ever got that because well, we could talk about Draymond. That's a whole different story.
Hey,
But
Linda, I'm
mhm.
something. I need you to put something in on this for us.
What's going on?
Okay, just write it down for me. I got it. Let's
No, no,
keep
no, no, no,
rolling.
What
no, no, no,
happened?
no, 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 no. You got to do it right now.
I know. Well, write it down for me.
No, I'm
Let's
sending
go.
a text.
Yeah, send a text. Okay, let's keep
just,
rolling.
it just
Talk to
can't
me
do.
right
Okay,
now.
let's keep rolling. So the Pacers and the Cavaliers, they're at halftime. They done caught up, right? 56-52.
Yeah, that's
Who
which
you?
is crazy.
Yeah, who you calling on this?
I'm still going Cleveland. I think Cleveland wins 3 in a row.
Okay,
I agree.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Now, granted, they should have won a couple. Cleveland kind of gave a couple of games away, and 2 nights ago, again that blowout situation where they were down by 41 at halftime. I mean, I don't know what the hell the coach is doing, but it's
Good
funny. But
Lord.
but this goes to show you that playoff basketball is much different than the regular season because it's hard because you got to beat a team 4 out of 7 times in a row versus just throughout the season and stuff like that. So it's yeah,
Okay.
pretty difficult.
Okay.
What about you, Tanisha?
I
No,
said
we
what I
couldn't hear
said.
what you
I
were
said they're
saying.
gonna win 3. I said they're gonna win. I said what I said. I
Oh,
would agree
okay.
with
All right.
Darren,
Niecy
believe it or
Nash.
not.
I said. I
Yes,
mean, what's her
I
name?
did.
Nene Leaks. I
I
said what I
said what I
said.
said. I said
Hey,
what I
but let me
said.
ask you this. So
I
going back
did.
while Linda's doing that, but going back to Golden State, Minnesota, have you all been impressed with the way Minnesota's played? Because look, I got to admit, they've been kind of shaky because with Steph being out, these games have been a little bit closer than what they probably had any business being.
Expecting ship. They've been a little closer than you
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
can't.
I don't know if that says
Yeah,
more
but
about Minnesota than
they
it
might just
does.
be doing
I'm
just
sorry, say that again,
enough.
Tanisha.
I don't know. They might be. You sometimes you play down to. You know what I mean? They might just be doing just enough to get it done. I don't know.
So you think they close it out in 5? You think they close it
I
out?
know if my baby was in the game, it would be a
You think they
different
close it
look.
out tomorrow? So do you think they close it out tomorrow night? Do you think the Knicks close it out as well, or do you think that goes
Ooh,
either one of those games get
that's a
extended?
tricky one there with the Knicks. But I'm gonna go with they close it out. I think some people on
Jalen
Boston
is
are
pretty
gonna.
good. Jalen's been pretty good at with closing out on the road. I mean, we saw what he did in Detroit, and
I think they're gonna overcompensate. So yeah, I have a closeout, and I think what was the other one you asked me about? I'm sorry.
Golden State, Minnesota.
The Golden State.
Where's that game at?
That's going to be in Minnesota.
They done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now, I know we hadn't got to it, but you've got Denver and OKC. Now, I can't lie.
OKC.
I'm shocked it's 2-2. I thought it'd be at least 3-1, but the fact it's 2-2, so we get 6 games at a minimum. Does this go 7, or does one of the other close it out these next 2 games?
OKC the next 2.
6.
Okay, so the next game is in
6.
OKC tomorrow night. So it's in
They gon'
OKC,
they
and you
playing
think they
tonight. They playing after this. After the game that's on now.
okay? Well, it sure is. Oh yeah.
They're gonna turn
Yeah,
it
they
up.
that they done. The
They're about
Nuggets are
to turn
done.
it off.
They giving
Well,
they giving
they might
Jokic
be
a,
done
a
tonight,
hard
Turn it
time.
up.
What
but
you
they
think
but
about
but they
that?
still go back to Denver on Thursday.
I ain't giving them nothing.
What you mean
They
what
they
we think
giving them a
about
hard
it?
time. Because they said they're making them feel real uncomfortable and everything. What y'all think about that? You think they like other players just ain't step up and he's the guy because
Um,
he's been that dude?
Who's that? Shay?
No, 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 no,
Cover the
no. Jokic.
territory.
Jokic is just tired, man.
I think so
That's
too.
what happens
Yeah,
when
I
you're a
mean,
man.
honestly, that 7 game
Because
series,
you're a man, it's gonna all come
that
on
seven
you.
game series against the Clippers, man. When you had Zubac, just, I mean, they played
Ooh,
hard 7 games. I mean, and Zubac was getting double doubles on them, and so, and the fact that it went 7 games and they had to play 2 days later, and here they are, so he's played 13. Well, he would have played 11 games, 12 games going into tonight's game. So it's yeah, man, it's been a rough one for him. But again, and we kind of talked about this before we came on air. A lot of these players, man, especially, which is surprising because most of these players that are on the Nuggets won the championship with them a few years ago, but they're just so inconsistent. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get from Jamal Murray from game to game, Michael Porter from game to game.
you're gonna get a
Chris,
nice clean cut from Michael Porter because he's gonna be lined up and the parts are gonna be right. You're gonna get that.
What? What? What?
I didn't even know about that one. Okay,
Casket sharp. You hear what I said? In the casket sharp.
That
who
hair.
y'all got winning that series?
What?
You got OKC?
Yeah,
In
I got
6?
OKC, no doubt. I got OKC. That I think that would be well. The Celtics are disappointing because of injuries, but I think they're going to be disappointing because they. But I
I mean,
got
they've literally been walked down in 3 games to lose those games.
yes.
I
Yes.
mean, the only game that wasn't close was what, game 4. I'm sorry, game 3. The first game
Yeah,
at
when they
Madison
blew them
Square
out
Garden.
first game, yeah, they
Yeah,
blew them out.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. They walked them down like 20
Yeah.
points. And what I realized is because I'm superstitious, right? I can't watch no games. So the game that I watched was the game, when it started. I was like, that's the game.
oh, it's because of you,
You
huh?
know my
Okay.
feeling. You know that feeling. You starting to feel what I feel?
So what I
You starting to
did,
feel it? You know
yeah.
what it
So what
feel
I
like
did
now,
was I
don't
said, okay, I'm just
you?
gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and check the score. I'm watching something else. I'm nervous Nancy
Mhm.
checking the score.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, this is going the way I needed to go. And then I'm waiting till it's 10.
Oh,
Let me
got a
tell you
little
something.
skin in
They
the
was
game.
down by I think 10 or 12 with 10 seconds left. I said, I'll turn it on now. But then I'd be having Reggie
Right?
Miller flashbacks of how he came back on the Knicks that time and beat us with 9 seconds left,
But
scored 9 points. Yeah. So
Hey,
yeah,
but I do gotta
just
say, the shout out
just
to Joker though, because I can't remember one of those games he came dressed as a Joker and actually played like it too. So,
okay.
yeah, he came with the whole purple and green thing.
they so
Yeah,
animated.
Yeah,
They
they be having some stuff.
the basketball players.
So
Look
I
at
mean,
that
it's
again,
been
Linda.
exciting. It's been
Come help
exciting.
me.
Basketball's exciting. The WNBA starts this Friday. I can't
It
wait.
start this Friday
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
it is. I saw something from
And I'm
FanDuel. It was like
upset
get
because
3
some
months
people got
left.
cut. But
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with that girl Cheyenne Sellers, because she was a second round draft pick for Golden State Valkyries. She got cut, got picked up by Atlanta, and then they just cut her yesterday. I don't know what's
yeah,
going on.
she looked bad. Now I don't know what went on with the Valkyries because I didn't see that, but I
I
did
heard she looked
see.
good in Atlanta. And
I saw her play in. I
I
was
saw her play in the
surprised.
tournament. I saw her play in the tournament, obviously with the Maryland, and I mean, hell, they went into,
I think
was it
something
double
wasn't
overtime with
something wasn't
UConn or somebody?
clicking. I don't know.
No. Sometimes you gotta let people get
But they ain't
settled
got
though.
time.
God
It's so
dog.
short that they don't have
That
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 time.
part
And
is
if
true.
somebody's playing,
I understand that, but hell, she got a lot of tape. She didn't get
yeah.
bad
But maybe
overnight.
somebody there was better.
She got a
But
lot of
somebody there
tape.
was better. You're still competing. Yeah.
It may be. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
they
I don't
cutting.
agree with
They
the cuts. I
yeah.
mean, Bree Hall got
No,
cut. I thought she should
it's.
have been on. She should be on somebody's roster.
I mean, we know that it's only so many spots in the WNBA. That's what make it's different because you can be good and
This
still
is
never
true.
be on a team because it's only so many spots, and that's the thing that this chick can play ball, but
Yeah,
you
I
like,
see some.
golly, they
I
running through her real quick. You know what I
I've
mean?
seen
It's
some
like, good
veterans that
lord.
they brought back on these squads, and I'm like, I don't know why. They should have retired. They should have retired. Like I Bree Hall and
Speak names. Call one.
Deja Kelly. She got cut from Vegas. And then the other young lady from Dallas that got cut. Bria Hartley. They just called her back. She's a veteran. And she came out of UConn, so I love her. But I'm like, one of them other ones, you could bring them along and they could do something. Because
Give them a little chance
Yeah,
to get
so
right.
I don't
You
know,
know
but
what I
yep,
mean?
we got
Try
3
to
games coming up for
develop them.
them on Friday night. All
Well, let
right,
me
so
ask
we
you.
go. Uh-huh.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting about the WNBA is like they're almost in every sport there's room for development except for that one. I mean that particular league. You don't get to really sit and develop. You better play some
Oh, you go,
basketball, you going
yeah, or you
home.
go overseas and develop. I think they have opportunity now to
Yeah.
develop because you got that 3-on-3 league.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
you
over,
overseas
yeah, yeah. You
and the
want to go that
3-on-3. I
way and
think
then
some
come back
players
and
got to
come back.
show what they could do, and them coaches are gonna see that unrivaled league. Just put some people out there. Say which I think some of us know she should have been playing. She should have been playing. It's some people who shouldn't have been coaching. So, in my opinion, I mean, I'm sitting here at the house talking about it. So, they're getting paid to do it. So it's a whole different thing.
You
Let's
put
see.
that thing in, Linda?
Huh?
You
I
put the
did.
thing?
I did.
Okay. Hey, okay. So look. So let me ask you. So, do we want to make any predictions before the season started, or do we want to wait till next week after a few games get in?
For the
WNBA.
WNBA?
Let's wait next
Yeah,
next
I
week.
gotta wait till next week. But I'm gonna tell you what.
Let's wait till next
I
week.
think I think
I don't want to be up in here looking at my
Vegas got a
crystal
good
ball.
core. I like Vegas
I
got a good
hate you,
core.
Tanisha.
Indiana's gonna be a problem. I think in what?
I'm just
It sounds
saying
like
though.
you got to look through a crystal ball.
I said it. I don't want to hit my crystal
Your
ball
You
like
crystal
got to
ball
that.
don't
dust it
even
off.
work. It don't even work. It don't even light up.
Hey,
Exactly.
that's what I'm trying to.
Hold
That's
on, hold
my
on,
point.
hold on, hold on,
Look,
hold on,
look,
hold
I
on,
don't get
hold on.
Denise,
crystal
Truth
balls.
be hold on.
Denise
Truth be
get
told,
mesmerized by her own crystal ball because you ask her a question, she be like,
hold on, hold on.
don't look at the crystal ball, Tanisha.
Hold on.
Don't look away
And
from the
truth be
ball.
told,
That's what I just said. My ball can be a little fuzzy
hey,
from
hold on.
time to time. It
And
ain't
truth be
giving me the
told,
clear
truth be
vision.
told, Tanisha,
I need it.
I'm the only one that actually knows about WNBA because I'm the one that got it correct last year. So I'm the
Look,
champion.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
he the
I
only
pick
one
with
that
my head
know.
instead of
You
my
know
heart.
more about
Linda,
women's
let
basketball
you
than I do. You
check
better get
my
out of here,
girl like
man.
that. Linda, you won't even have to jump in. I got you. I'm not gonna let you
Thank
disrespect my
you.
girl like that. Y'all can go toe to toe. And I got my whole doggone
Look what I got
401k
on.
on
And
this.
he gonna call me out and talk about you know a lot,
Yeah.
but you don't know as much as LD. Come on.
Hey, you just make sure you don't change your password so I can watch the Oh
Oh
shit.
man. All right, let's
All
Okay.
right. Darren
he
got
do,
bragging
he
rights.
do,
We
he
gotta
do.
own this. He got bragging rights right now, but we'll stump
Yeah,
that
because I
out this
did
year.
go. I
Don't worry
went.
about it.
I
Yeah, y'all
ain't
was
go
on
with my
that three-peat
homegirl.
last year hard, but y'all was on that. And look,
I ain't go. Well, we was down there, but I ain't go with my
Golly.
homegirls. I
yeah.
ain't go with New
Jeez.
York. I was going with Vegas. I was going with Vegas.
All
All
right.
right, let's talk about NFL schedule is out.
Well, most of it, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because I know you and I talked about a little bit before we came on. Some of the some of the overseas games that have been
I
announced, and
didn't
then
know there
of
was gonna be a
course,
game in Spain.
yeah,
I didn't know that somebody got a back to
Minnesota.
back.
Oh, I thought it was the Colts. It's Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah, got
Yep,
a back to
Okay.
they
back. I'm
play
like,
the
ooh,
Browns, and I
Lord.
think they play the Jags or somebody.
Somebody
Yeah,
else did that this year. They just stayed. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
Get your 2 weeks
they
over
wrong
there,
for
and then you
that.
come back, and I think right after that you get your bye week.
the bye. It depends.
You don't
Their
want to buy early
their
though,
bye
Linda.
might be before.
Okay. No,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
we'll know
Early.
tomorrow.
No, they were playing like later. They had, and then they had whoever it was last year, 2 weeks, and then they came off of the 2 weeks, and then they had a bye, and it was perfect because you got to spend 2 weeks overseas, and then you had a bye, then you came back. It was fresh. I mean, I can't remember which team it was, but I remember looking at that and saying, but
Was
I
it
didn't know. I was like,
Jacksonville?
wow, Spain. That's.
Might have been Jacksonville because Jacksonville normally plays a couple of games
I think that's
overseas.
exactly who it was. But
Yeah,
yeah,
which is shocking because they only play one game this year over there, and they normally play two. Now, I will say this though. Now, of course, it hadn't been announced. It didn't get announced. It's more to be announced tomorrow forward, even though it's already been leaked. It's not like it's a secret because I mentioned it last month. But the Chiefs will start their season off in Sao Paulo, Brazil, against the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's going to actually be the second game of the season, with the first game being Philadelphia hosting the Dallas Cowboys
on
on
Thursday
that
night.
Thursday night.
And Philly, which is
On a
deserved.
Thursday
They
On that
night.
won this
Thursday
And
year.
so
night, and then
Tanisha, go ahead and cancel that room for Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. Because I absolutely got excited. for 5 seconds, and
Not
then
for
went. I
5
was like,
seconds.
"Well, that's
Yeah,
not
it was a little longer. I'll give her 5 minutes.
5 minutes."
She's like, "What?"
So we was
Tanisha's like,
over
"Where you
here.
want to stay? We can
I
stay
had
here.
a
We can stay at
whole
the
group.
Hilton this. We can do it the eight like that."
Listen, we had booked every weekend out, right? We booked every weekend out. And then I was like, what if it's a Thursday night game though? If it's a Thursday night game, we're gonna be in trouble. Then it was like,
Yeah,
it's in
had a
Oh,
whole plan.
cancel
so
the year
So
round
okay,
Darren,
so
games.
are you going to
Yeah.
travel?
that is my plan.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, as long as my airline sponsor is
Okay.
still on board, I'm going.
Linda said she's not
As long
going.
as my airline sponsor is still on board, I'm going.
Okay.
So, you know.
Would you say, Linda, you
To
not going, right?
Brazil? Oh no, Philly.
Philly.
No, Philly fans crazy.
So
Philly.
hey,
That's a
let me
Philly
ask.
Dallas. I ain't got no skin in that game, so I'm not going to be in the middle.
Linda said,
Right,
I
I will be
won't
watching
be
that one on
going.
television.
And it's right up the
So
street. If
so
she
let
can
me
run to it,
so let
and
me
she
ask you
won't
all
be.
this.
Mhm.
Do you have a prediction? Because obviously the schedule releases on Wednesday. Do you have a prediction on when the Chiefs and the Cowboys are going to play in Dallas? And do you think it's going to be a Thanksgiving game or a Sunday night game or what? Because this
Well,
is the only
Dallas, that might
season
be.
that Mahomes hasn't played in.
It won't be. You
No,
said
no,
a
no. I know.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving
I'm
is reserved for
asking.
Dallas.
You will it
Do
be? I don't
yeah,
know if it'll be. I don't know.
It
Why
won't
how do
be
you
not?
know?
Thanksgiving because Cowboys played the
Is that
No,
every
Commanders
no,
Thanksgiving? No, I
Thanksgiving.
thought
no,
they've been
no.
switching it up.
No,
They'll
no.
make that happen. That'll make that happen, especially with the Commanders being as
See,
good as they are
see,
now.
see. Now, now the Chiefs have already been announced as playing on Christmas, hosting against
So they
the
ain't gonna
Denver
give them.
Broncos on
They ain't gonna
Christmas
That's
give them
the
night.
three.
Yeah,
rivalry for y'all that don't know. It's the Cowboys
yeah, but
Commanders,
but but
not
I mean, but I
that's
think the
our
last couple
rivalry.
of
So
years they
it'll
played
be
the Giants,
Thanksgiving.
which is still possible. But this is
They're
this
not
is
gonna do
my
it this year.
theory as to why this game could be on Thanksgiving. Obviously, the Tanisha shaking your head. This is just my theory. I don't need you. This is my opinion. So you shaking your head don't mean nothing. I'm just letting you know. But the NFL,
But don't be mad if I'm
the
shaking my
NFL.
head. I
Hey,
just
y'all
know
on
Okay,
one today.
can I
crap
please
is
speak?
I'm being
coming.
nice. Go
Yeah,
Yes,
ahead.
can I
bull
please
crap
speak?
is
Oh,
coming.
so the NFL, they love eyeballs. They love, so you have Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and he's never played at Texas A&M or AT&T Stadium, playing down there on Thanksgiving. Now everybody knows that the Thanksgiving Day games generally generate the highest ratings outside of the conference games. So you put Mahomes and the Chiefs, who are the new America's team, versus the old America's team on Thanksgiving at 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm just saying, 50, 50, 55, maybe 60 million people watch that game. Watch
Mhm.
Mahomes go down and put 38, 45 up on them.
Okay.
Sir, don't you ever disrespect them as the new America. The Cowboys
You
is
said the
America's
new
team.
Americans. You
Don't
couldn't
do
even
that no
say
more.
that with. You didn't even feel it when you said it. You didn't believe it when you
Don't
said
do
it.
that no more,
Oh,
sir.
oh, oh, I believed it over the Cowboys.
Don't even
I
do that
believed it over the
again.
Cowboys.
I don't want to hear that ever.
I believed
Don't
it
do
over
that
the
no more.
Cowboys.
And that's all
All
I got to
right.
say about
All
that.
right. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap it up. What are you
New
watching, Darren?
America's team.
Anything?
I'm currently watching the second half of the
No. Any shows? What to watch?
Oh, Power. I think we talked about Power, Raising Cain in Book Two, season finale this week. Also, The Godfather of Harlem. That has come back on. And again, I mentioned last week, but I got to check on The Shy. I got to make sure the season hasn't started
I,
yet already.
okay. Tanisha, what you watching?
Oh, and
Mm.
then and
I
then
never
and
watched
then the
this
season
shot.
the series finale. I'm going to be very sad. Of SWAT will be this Friday night with Shamar Moore. The last two episodes are coming on this week, so
They
it's
had the series finale for the Equalizer last
yeah,
week.
yeah. Last
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I was, yeah.
Yeah. It's what you got, Tanisha?
And one more show. One more
You
show.
know what?
The Walking Dead part, the New York stuff, which I'm shocked that you haven't been watching, Linda.
That's that's some Tanisha stuff. Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Dude,
Dead
I'm the
City.
Walking Dead, but
Huh.
I'm all about the yeah,
Yeah, with Negan and
yeah. Actually,
Maggie.
believe it or not, I got hooked on. I binged watched Poker Face. I don't know if you the chick from
Mm-hmm.
Orange is the New Black or yeah. I ended up watching her show, and I really kind of got into that one. Poker Face. It's on I think it's on
She's got a new
is
one
it
coming out
MGM?
too. Or is it on Max?
But I definitely started watching Poker Face, and I ran through it. It's kind of cool. She's got the ability to tell whether or not you're lying or not. Like, and so the whole thing with poker, like she can tell if you're bluffing or whatever, but she can also use that in like everyday stuff. So she's actually kind of solving crimes as she's kind of running
Okay.
from a crime.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. I like that show. I ran through that pretty quick, so it kept my attention. So Poker Face, they got season 2 it's going to be coming up, so I'm gonna be
Cool.
checking that out. So
I watched.
and don't forget, the Handmaid's Tale
Yeah, I
is
need
on
to
too,
get back
folks. Quit
into that.
playing. Handmaid's
I
I don't
Tale.
know if I
watched.
can do that.
That might be our future, the way she going. It might be our
Whose future?
future.
Yours?
I'm working. I might be yours, Linda. You know, they gonna have you down there, taking care of the burned
You
bodies
don't
down
believe
there with
that?
the
You
ash
don't
and
believe
stuff.
that?
Girl, please. I'm not gonna make it that far. No,
I
nah, not
watched
Nisha.
Madness, the
No,
Madness this weekend with Coleman Domingo. It was pretty good.
I
Yeah, it was
saw
pretty
that.
good.
Is that on what, Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
That's yeah.
I
I
thought it was
wasn't.
okay.
Yeah,
I
I've
thought it was
seen.
pretty good. It wasn't
I
overly
agree.
great, but it was okay.
So
And
now,
I hear Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV.
Mm.
That's John Hamm. That's supposed to be really good.
so
My
if
sister
you
gave me that
haven't seen it,
recommendation. I like it.
if
What?
you if you haven't seen it, Cross on Prime Video, Cross.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep, I've
Yep.
seen it.
Yeah.
So knock
Yep.
that one all the
That
way
was
out.
good. Very good.
Hmm.
All right. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up with some closing thoughts. You got any?
Nah, just check on your people, man. And mental health is real. So
This is Health Awareness Month. So yep. Even not just this month,
Yes, it
but all the time.
is.
But go ahead, Tanisha. What you got?
No, actually, that's true, Darren. I mean, it's a lot, and I've, you know, have some family members and everything. So make sure you, yeah, definitely check on those that you know are struggling a little bit because it's real. It's no
Yep. And
joke.
I posted something. I saw it earlier. We always say on the show, be kind, be blessed. And I do something, every month. I may be in a restaurant in line at, sandwich joint, hamburger joint. I pay for the person in front or behind me or whatever. And it came back. The person I had done it, I didn't even remember. I just remembered it was a person there and I've done it so much. And she saw me and she was like, thank you. She said that made my day, and she said I was able to make somebody else's day. So, like, I always say, be kind, be blessed. It comes back to you. It's free. So that's it. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.